Hello, and thank you for listening to this Ringside Report Network podcast today. You can find more in-depth, exclusive written content on our website at ringsidereport.net. Before I hand it off to Dave and the team, I want to remind you that we are a listener-supported creator team. On our website, we would appreciate it if you supported our sponsors or purchased our exclusive merch. Branded clothing, mugs, and even jiu-jitsu gear, which are available only in our store. You can become a recurring supporter of our content at membership.ringsidereport.net. This, along with all our podcasts, is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon, iHeart, and TuneIn, wherever you get your podcasts. It would help us immensely if you left a positive review on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Thank you for your support and enjoy the show.
Please welcome David Simon. Good to see you again, David. Thanks for coming back.
Yes, it's Wrestling Uncensored. We're previewing WWE's Night of Champions. WWE's in Saudi Arabia. Can you believe it? I am believing that WWE's in Saudi Arabia. They're there. I know that they're there. It was a bit shaky for a little bit there, Johnny. Johnny. How are you?
A little sore, but it's to be expected after what I went through last weekend. But I survived, and WWE has survived, and they're there, and they got through all their problems they had today with SmackDown, and the show eventually aired at some point, so good for them.
Yes, you said a lot there in a very quickly. Last week you had a strap match. You were in Sudbury, Ontario, wrestling. And you were involved in a strap match, and we showed pictures of your back last week on the show, so go check that out. Just vicious, and I'm sure it still stings a bit. You feeling all right?
It's more like yellow and like blue at this point, like that kind of stuff, you know? I mean, you've had bruise and welts all over your body before, I'm sure, at some point. So.
No, not like that, John. Nope. I'm not into that.
But you've seen me in that. You've seen me in strap matches before. So
yeah.
You know that kind of physicality.
I've seen you do it, and it's very impressive every time. The strap match was against who this time?
Well, it was against Soa Min, so not Drew Onyx, but his alter ego in a sense. So actually more vicious when you think about it. And it wasn't touch the four corners. It was actually pinfall, submission, or knockout. So more violent, if you think about it, because instead of like just trying to touch the corners, trying to make it there, it's just beat the living hell out of your opponent until they pretty much can't get up, or you can keep them down for 3 count. So in the end, I think this was far more vicious. And I look back on the match, I counted. I must have whipped him at least 30 times, if not more. And I think he got close to
Johnny,
that,
keep telling us about it. I'm going to be right back. I just have to step out for a moment. Just keep going. Take over for a minute.
All right. So pretty much it was a very violent match, and the turning point in this match for me, like we went back and forth a lot with this match. Like I hit him, he hit me. There was a lot of brawling around the outside a little bit. I had the upper advantage. I had hit a drop kick off the second rope. And then when I went for the drop kick off the top rope, that was a bit of my downfall, because we're strapped together the whole match. He just yanked me off the top rope. And when he yanked me off the top rope, I rolled to the ground, and trying to get up, he whipped me for the back, but ended up wrapping around my face, and I ended up getting this huge goose egg on my head. I posted it on Instagram if anyone saw the photo. I think maybe Davey saw the photo. And I felt like a Neanderthal in a sense, just the way my head felt, because it's quite the experience to get whipped in the face. I at first thought possibly my eye socket was damaged. Oh. Thankfully, I think it's okay, but it again, quite the experience, and really changes your mind frame when you're in a match and you got hit in the eye violently. It really, you're not thinking so much of like, how am I going to win this match? It's how I'm going to survive this match. So it was interesting. And it's interesting too that after that point, the fans are chanting, "We want blood." So as much as I think fans are on my side, they are bloodthirsty animals, fans. And they mainly want violence. They got violence. They got their money's worth on that one. At my expense mainly, but yes, it was very violent.
My goodness.
I hope you're feeling good, Dave. I don't know why you had to leave there for a second, but I hope you're feeling all right.
I got a delivery. I had to run down and make sure it didn't get rained upon.
Oh, Amazon delivers so late. That's impressive. Yep. So you got to show us this. This is the unveiling, like live here.
Oh, it's just a case
impressive.
for my Switch too.
Oh, that's nice though. Like it's still coming in. More stuff.
Just so I can travel with it because I'm taking a little trip. This wasn't the case I necessarily wanted, but it'll do for now.
This is the case going into Toronto. It looks like.
There you go. Needed something to bring the Switch 2 in, so it's this thing. It's all right, but I wanted something with a little bit more pep.
Definitely bigger than the original Switch, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a bigger console for sure. It's nice. I love the Switch 2. Very much enjoying it. Well, I'm glad you wound up okay, John. You survived the match.
I survived the match. I lost the championship, sadly.
Ah.
But I did survive. It was funny. Like after the match was over, I'm like, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life, is being that kind of match. But I say that in hindsight. Like, I really felt like it was one of the most important matches I've ever had. And I think Project X Wrestling, they've never had a match like that, a strap match that violent, I think, or ever strap match ever in their history. So I think it was just important for the fan base to get that. And I think, although they appreciate it in different ways than I expected, they still appreciate the match, which I'm grateful for.
Well, it sounds like quite a match. Can we watch it somehow? Is there a way to see this?
Oh, everything comes out eventually. You just got to be patient. That's
okay.
It. But everything was filmed. I know it's out there somewhere. Just be patient, and fingers crossed. It'll come out one day. I mean, even my match with when I teamed with Gangrel, that'll come out one day too.
Good. I want to see that too. All these adventures you're having out in Sudbury, Ontario. I don't know what's going on. I want to see it. I hear about it.
You know, it's funny. Like that, I mean, that's an adventure in itself. Then the day after in the hotel, like we talked to Rhino for like hours. Like that was an amazing experience. Like so many amazing experiences, and it's just done within those couple hours. Like I'm in Sudbury for maybe 10 hours at most, but those 10 hours, like it's incredible. It's quite the weekend.
Wow. Well, it sounds like fun, man. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it was definitely the highlight of the summer for me so far. That easily.
Look at this guy, big time pro wrestler over here on Wrestling Uncensored. Big Johnny North. It's been like a couple weeks since we've had you on, no? You've been wrestling.
Well, because I had to go to Sudbury.
Yeah.
I was in Sherbrooke. Could have done the show in Sherbrooke, but you said, like, no, don't worry about it. Relax. So I relaxed.
Yeah, you took a little rest. Okay, that wasn't a booking. That was a rest day.
Yeah, but could have done the show, but you were good with your brother, and that's good. Yeah. It was good to have the Simon Brothers for 2 weeks. That was all right.
Yeah. But we are back, and it's good to have you back. It's good to see you in one piece. I don't love the fact that you took a strap shot to the face. That sounds really dangerous.
You know what? Like, it's on me in a sense, because I remember telling guys like a couple of years ago when they had a strap match, I'm like, it'd be awesome. You got hit in the face. And they're like, yeah, we'll never do that. I'm like, man, that should happen one day in a match. And then fate has it that happens to me one day in a match.
Uh-huh.
So, and then I'm like, wow, yeah. You know, you ask for it. That's karma sometimes.
Yeah.
So
there's a reason why you don't do it, maybe.
Maybe that's why you don't see it so much in matches. But you know what? Like, it happens sometimes, you know, like not everything that goes down the way you plan it. But in the end, I think, again, people appreciate what happened. And I know for a fact, like, the promoter loved it. So that's the biggest thing of all, of course. when you get that hug afterwards. And what's great too is like you get that message afterwards, like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I don't know if you're okay because I saw your face afterwards, and I'm not sure if you're okay or not. So I want to make sure you're okay. I greatly appreciate that. That's huge.
That is good. That's good. That's a good promoter.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the best.
That goes a long way. Well, we're glad to have you back in one piece, Big Johnny. We're here to talk about Night of Champions. So much going on in the world of pro wrestling. We'll talk a little bit about AEW as well.
Okay, can I just cut you off for a second? I want to put over So Min. Like, he beat the crap out of me. And although, like, it upsets me a little bit to lose the championship, I got to give him his just due because he brought the fight to me. And I think now there's a monster in Project X that people need to watch out for. So Min's the guy to watch out for now.
Yeah. Big Johnny. What a champion, this guy. I'm in awe. Unbelievable.
Former champion.
Yeah.
Former champion. Now a beat up guy and that nearly lost his eye, but no, I'm okay. I'll survive. I'll be back one day.
Yeah,
October
but what did
3rd,
GSP tell you when you lost your title the last time? Once a champion, always a champion.
It's great that you remembered that too. And what helps too is that I have like a title, or I mean a T-shirt where I'm wearing the title, right? So that helps as well. And I already did that for Project X as well. So yes, that also helps. So, and also I was the first ever Northern Heritage champion in Project X. So that will always stay in their record books. Like I was the first ever champion.
First ever. First and greatest. That's what I would say. Johnny North, the best. Johnny,
I'm glad it was all about me tonight.
Bailey, you hear the news about Bailey? She
announced the Sharks draft pick.
Yeah, she's making draft picks for NHL hockey teams now. I think she's the GM of the San Jose Sharks. It's pretty cool.
Well, here in Montreal, we trade our draft pick, so I don't really care about the draft now.
Why'd they trade the draft pick?
Oh, we got like a big star defenseman, so I mean, it was worth it in the end, so it's fine. But I wasn't paying attention to the draft. I saw Bailey show up. I saw Happy Gilmore show up. I mean, that's nice little cool things that happen, but it's not Montreal. I'm not really going to pay attention.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like you with the Yankees. If the Yankees weren't, in the playoffs, would you watch the playoffs? No,
probably not.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe a bit, but not, intensely.
Right. As much as I watch the draft. Oh, little highlights here or there.
Speaking of my Yankees, they're up 3-0 right now, bottom 8 over the A's. And your Red Sox, John, let's take a look where the Red Sox are at right now. How are they doing tonight? I think they're losing. They were losing last time I checked. Ooh, 5-0 to the Blue Jays, which I don't love because,
I don't love it either.
Nah.
It's rough.
I almost rather the Red Sox win than the Blue Jays for some reason.
Well, you'll be seeing the Blue Jays this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go to Toronto, so.
Damn. And the Rays were up 6-0 on the Orioles at one point. They're now down 11-7 in the 6th inning.
The Rays are down 11-7?
Oh, no, I don't like this.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
So wait a minute though. Are the Rays up or down in the game?
The Rays are down. They're losing 11-7. They were up 6-0.
Wow.
They are now down 11-7 to the Orioles in the 6th inning.
Wow. That's a huge drop right there.
Yeah, big comeback for the Orioles.
Rough for your dad. I feel bad for him.
It's quite a race in the American League East. The Rays began today half a game back of the lead. The Yankees leading right now by just a half game. But we're not here to talk about baseball as much as we could, as much as we love it, as much as we do on the show during baseball season. We're here to talk about wrestling, pro wrestling, professional wrestling.
On television.
Yeah, on the TV.
Or streaming, however you see it.
Whatever. Or you don't see it, as we didn't see it today when we were trying to watch SmackDown live on Netflix, and middle of a Randy Orton Cody Rhodes promo that opened the show, they go to commercial for some reason, and then they go to technical difficulties that lasted for over half an hour. It was pretty nuts.
The best part is seeing all the like posts on X about how Cody Rhodes just turned heel. This is the greatest Randy Orton promo of all time. Total darkness.
Yeah. Was that real?
Well,
or were people joking?
I mentioned to you. Well, those are jokes, but
I didn't see the promo.
Actually,
I mean, I never saw it, so I don't know what happened.
Well, here's what actually aired apparently on USA Network. I didn't watch all of it, but they had like side cams that were still working. Apparently, the hard cam wasn't working because there was a power outage, so a lot wasn't working. So they had it's very weird, and it looks like fan cam footage, practically, of what they aired on the USA Network of that promo of Cody and Randy, because they didn't have anything really working that much. And it looks very dark because a lot of the lights weren't on too, right?
Weird.
And there's a disclaimer too when the promo airs saying that we had technical difficulties during the live broadcast. We apologize.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see it because when they came back, they just went to, whatever was next, some kind of match, and we just moved on. It was Jimmy Uso and JC Mateo. JC Mateo getting the win back on Jimmy Uso.
That's the match we saw. I think we may have missed a match too.
Oh, yeah?
I want to say maybe Roxanne Perez wrestled or something. They may have done a match, but it may have been like a filler kind of match. Like they knew no one was going to see it, so it didn't really matter. They weren't planning it. They just that helped the people that were just there.
Yeah.
But some things were still happening apparently. Like Carmelo Hayes apparently came out and had something with Cody or something.
Oh.
Just
well, I'm good. SmackDown was long enough. I don't need to see the extra stuff. It was good, Come on.
Well, we can talk about how crummy. Well, there were some ups and downs of SmackDown. Like I thought it was actually going to be much worse than it actually was, to be honest. Like when I saw Jade Cargill Asuka promo, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be terrible." It wasn't that bad actually. I'm surprised Jade got booed, but besides that, I thought it was all right.
Yeah. Jade delivered her little promo. I mean, she can cut a promo.
Yeah, it's all right. It just, and I get why people booed her. Like she comes off more as a heel, I think.
Yeah,
she's trying to be a face even.
Well, her versus Asuka, who's supposed to be the heel and who's supposed to be the babyface? I think Asuka's the babyface. She just came back. Everybody loves Asuka. Her promo like a babyface promo. So Jade's got to kind of play the role of the heel here, and I think, in a way, she kind of is. I think people, even in her feud with Naomi, are kind of like, oh, I like Naomi more. Because Naomi's been around the WWE more, and there were those stories about Jade Cargill that no one likes her, and she's all, full of herself, and people believe that stuff,
Oh, you may be right about that, but to me, watching what they're trying to portray on television, story-wise, Naomi, I think they clearly try to push her as the heel. The fans definitely did that by swearing at her in her entrance way. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And didn't Asuka beat Alexa Bliss, who's clearly a babyface?
Yeah. So you're saying Jade is the babyface and Asuka's supposed to be the heel?
Well, Jade on Raw beats Roxanne Perez, clearly a heel.
Right.
To me, yeah, I think Asuka was supposed to be the heel, but it's not the way things worked out.
Who doesn't love Asuka?
Well, I think they're starting to realize that. I think there's a lot more appreciation, especially where they are right now. There's a lot more appreciation for her and what she's accomplished. And she kind of said it too. She has the experience, and they were pretty much popping on almost everything she was saying. And almost anything Jade said, they were booing. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look at them. And, Jade is not great in the ring, hasn't been around for very long. she looks like $1 million, but her promos are just kind of the same over and over again. Asuka's promos aren't anything special, but she looks cool, and she is one of the best women's wrestlers the WWE's ever seen. She's a future Hall of Famer. She's a living legend. So people are going to cheer for that. We know Asuka. We've seen Asuka throughout the years. We love Asuka. We know how good she is. We know how much better she is than Jade. Like, way better. You know? So, I think wrestling fans appreciate that. And WWE can position things however they want, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of wrestling fans are going to feel the way we do, where we just go, well, Asuka's better. I like Asuka. I'm going to cheer for her.
Yeah, I think you're completely spot on with the longevity. And also in terms of like their arrogance. Like Jade is like way too arrogant, where I can understand why people would want to boo her right away. Just the vibe she gives off. With Asuka, like, I mean, she's got more of a mystique the way she kind of looks, you know, like, oh, she's kind of got some makeup on, like, it looks like she got a cool entrance kind of video. It's a different vibe for her. Like, she's more fun, I think. Like, yeah, she's got some arrogance, but it's more confident than arrogant, I find.
Yeah. Yeah, Asuka, when she comes out, it's quite a show. Like, the whole entrance is very cool. Jade comes out, like, you know, she just kind of poses, like, look at me.
Yeah. No, exactly that.
Yeah, there's more energy with Asuka, too, for sure. Yeah. Well, they have a big match at Night of Champions for the Queen of the Ring. It's them in the finals. They did their little promo on SmackDown. It worked out. I think another situation of, like, I like this person better because they're just better is Julia and Zelina Vega. Where I think Zelina Vega was maybe supposed to be the babyface, but people seem to like Julia. I like Julia. Julia became the new Women's United States Champion, beating Zelina Vega on SmackDown today. That was really the biggest news out of SmackDown, I think, other than CM Punk's rap, which we'll get to, of course. But Julia beating Zelina Vega, I think, was great. The match itself, not great, but I think, you know, that's more reason to take the belt off Zelina, because Zelina is just a step behind.
There's a couple of things. Like, the main thing was I thought Zelina's selling was bad, because I think they were supposed to play the story off that she hit the moonsault and hurt her knee. And then pretty much throughout the match, except maybe at 1 or 2 points, she's using her knee offensively, and she's not selling at all. Like, it doesn't seem to hurt her. And the commentating is saying, like, oh, looks like she might be hurt there. It might be tough for her to do something. She's not selling. Like, it's really hard to work with that when you're not working with what's supposed to happen. And I imagine this isn't the first time this has happened. So, it makes sense to give it to Julia. I think she came in with a lot of momentum. Like, it feels like it's kind of out of nowhere. And given the promo, it's like, wow, that's almost like destroying Zelina. Because Julia said, it's like, you care so much about this. I don't care about much at all. I'm just using this as a stepping stone. And she did it.
Yeah.
Wow. That just shows you how much they want to push Julia. And, well, too bad about Zelina. Even Zelina said, like, oh, you're going to have to kill me to beat me. It didn't take much to kill her, it looked like.
Nope. Well, because Julia, you know, is up here and Zelina's down here. Julia is, like, on her way up to becoming a superstar of the business. She's very good. She couldn't quite make a great match here with Zelina, but who can?
But I think they're hoping, and Julia kind of said to him promo, like, this is going to help elevate her by being the champion. Then she'll get bigger matches because of this. Zelina was a stepping stone, and clearly was in every way when you think about
Ball
it.
game over.
Game's over.
Yankees win. The Yankees win.
There we go.
Well, that's bad news. You can't win them all, sadly. We did have it was good the last couple of weeks, though. I was happy when the Red Sox. Swept the
Start spreading the news.
I wish I didn't miss that when the Red Sox just dominated the Yankees. Unfortunately, I wasn't here for that. Too bad.
Well, that's okay. That was the Red Sox World Series. They played against the Yankees and they won their World Series. Against the Yankees, they beat the Yankees. Good for them. They won't actually get to play in the real World Series. That's reserved for the Yankees. But the Red Sox had their little time in the regular season, beating the Yankees. Their overall record isn't good enough to make the playoffs, but, they beat the Yankees in the regular season, so good for them. That's their, they play the Yankees real tough because there's a big rivalry for the Red Sox. For the Yankees, it's just, playing the fourth-place team in the division, so they didn't really get up for it. But the Red Sox tried real hard, and they did well. They won games. They won most of the games. But it's too bad they don't win most of their games, because if they did that, they'd be in a better position in the division. How's that for trash talk, John? You like that? That's for you.
I mean, it's reality in a sense, too. I mean,
I know.
We won 5 of 6 against the Yankees. That's really great. I think that's awesome.
Sure. But then I think you lost 6 in a row after that, no? 6 or 7?
Well, we got swept by the Angels. That's devastating.
It's not good.
And, to lose against the Jays, that's not going to be good at all as well. That's, again, division rivals. You got to win those division rival games. And to not beat the Jays, that's crushing.
Who else is playing right now? Ooh, Dodgers in Kansas City, 4-4 in the 5th. I love that I can watch all the games all the time. I'm going to watch the Apple TV. Get the fuck out of here. Some of these games aren't available because of Apple TV, those bastards. But I've got the whole MLB package where I got all the baseball games. It's pretty great. It's my favorite thing.
We usually RDS has like a Sunday game. That's always nice.
Yeah. But, as a Yankee fan who wants to watch the Yankees every single day and I don't want to miss a game, regular Sportsnet, TSN, whatever, isn't going to cover it. I need to get the MLB package so I can watch all the games. And I do every single day. It's great. Huh?
If you were a Blue Jays fan, you'd be okay.
Yeah. All the Blue Jays games are on TV, but, I don't want to watch them. I want to watch the Yankees.
Well, at least it'll be good for Canada. It won't be too hard to find you. Maybe we'll see you in the crowd July 1st. That'll be cool.
I don't know. It's a big crowd, John. A lot of people.
Yeah, you said you have good seats, so.
I doubt you'll see me. Maybe you will. I don't know what their camera angles are like, but I doubt you'll see me. They're not, I'm not in the first, 3 rows.
Okay.
I didn't pay, $1,000 a thing.
Well, that's all right. Well, maybe Antoinette did. We'll have to wait and see.
How about it? All right, back to let's just. You want to talk about Cena's rap or Punk's rap?
That was the main. This is what ended SmackDown, by the way. Oh, we're getting more Rays music. It looks like.
I think this is like Blue Jays music being played for some reason to troll me. By the production team is messing with me. I don't like it. I don't like the Blue Jays. Ugh.
Well, I guess this is for Antoinette,
I really don't like them. I think they're my most hated team of all the teams. I don't like the Astros, but I think I dislike the Jays more. There's something about the Jays that it grosses me out. No disrespect if you're a Jays fan. I just I don't know. I don't like them. There's something about them. Their manager. I don't like their manager. I don't like that they play on that field turf. I don't like their broadcast team. There's just a lot around the team that I just don't like. The players are fine. I like the uniforms, kind of. Some of the uniforms once in a while are nice. That Blue Jay logo I like is cool. But I don't know. Something about the Jays I just don't like. I don't like that they won the World Series and the Expos never did. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. A lot of things about the Blue Jays organization kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about that, but also, you're a Yankees fan, so them against the Blue Jays, they're an enemy, so I get that. Yeah,
but so are the Red Sox, so are the Astros. I hate the Astros. They screwed us. They cheated. They're cheaters. They're the worst. but like, I don't know. There's something about the Blue Jays. We always get Yankees always get into like fights with the Blue Jays. You know, they're just like annoying to the Yankees. They're irritants. I don't like them. I don't like the Dodgers either, but for very different reasons. I don't like the Dodgers, but I also fear the Dodgers. I don't fear the Blue Jays. I just think they're just gross.
Tuesday. It's coming.
Yeah. Go Yankees. I have to watch the Blue Jays, but I do get to see Max Fried pitch. That's his next start. Max Fried, who's like possibly going to win the Cy Young this year. He's incredible. I mean, Scooble's good too, but Max Fried has been electric.
I think that might be the weakness of the Yankees, though. Their bullpen has blown a couple of games recently. I feel like Rodon had like 6 innings, like almost perfect, and then the bullpen blew it.
Loizaga blew it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, Johnny Lasagna blew it. Leiter kind of blew a game in the 11th, but like the Cincinnati series, they lost 2. Loizaga kind of ruined a Rodon start. Yeah. The bullpen has been, I mean, they had a 3-0 lead that they held. Will Warren went 5 innings tonight, I think. Maybe 6.
All right.
What was the line on the game? Now you're getting me real into the nitty-gritty of what happened. Give me my box score. How many pitchers did the Yankees throw out there tonight? Warren for 5. Tim Hill in the 6th. Then Cruz. Then Weave. Then Williams. Shut it down. Bullpen shut it down. 4 relief pitchers. All 4 got an inning each. 1 hit. No runs. Through 4 innings for the bullpen tonight. 1 hit. No runs. 4 innings. Hill, Cruz, Weave, Williams. Weave Williams as like the setup man in the 8th, Luke Weaver, and then the closer, Devin Williams, is looking better and better as the season progresses. Like the 8th and 9th, if we have a lead, I feel pretty comfortable.
I feel like extra innings are actually not so great in extra innings. But
Trouble. Extra innings were terrible. We have, I think, the worst record in baseball in extra innings. And we're a first-place team. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Again, things to work on, but wait and see. I mean, the Jays are
management
great
issues
hitters.
Right there. That's an Aaron Boone issue that he's got to fix.
You're lucky Vlad didn't play tonight, so maybe Vlad won't play against the Yankees if you're lucky.
Well, I think I'm about to get something. Hit me. What is that? Hit me.
What are we getting hit with here?
I don't know. I think I'm going to get hit with something. Hit me.
Sounds like what, a sound effect? Or?
Ooh. There you go.
The in-between innings like music? Or?
Oh, this is Expos music. This is pure Expos music, John.
Do they actually play this back then? Wow. It's been too long.
Oh, man. You gotta love it, brother. Oh, miss him every day. And twice on Sunday, brother.
There's another lifetime to go.
You heard about Ric Flair shitting his pants? What's that about? Shitting his pants all over Tampa Bay, allegedly. He's a 76-year-old alcoholic. What do you want from the guy? Woo!
Didn't he say something about, like, he's a millionaire or he's rich? You know what you want when you're rich? So
Yeah.
I guess you can do that when you're rich.
Listen, brother, when you're rich, you can poop anywhere you want. Woo! Styling, profiling, pooping in my underwears. I don't wear diapers, brother. Or maybe he does. I wonder if he rocks a diaper just knowing he's about to poop himself. The Nature Boy. That was big news this week. Everybody talking about Ric Flair pooping himself.
It wasn't
Hit
the
me.
biggest news, but I mean, I saw like that popped up here and there.
Hold on a minute, player.
Beautiful. All right. Well. Oh. I thought we were done.
It's fun.
I'm
That's for
enjoying
sure.
it. Oh, we're going in to take me out to the ball game. An hour. All right. That's nice. That's nice baseball music. We got to keep that in the rotation. Keep that handy, because anytime we start talking baseball, we could just bring that up underneath. Get a little vibe going. Feels good. That felt nice.
Well, if you ever start your baseball show, I think you have your song for that now.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, we're losing all the viewers right now because they don't want to see us talk about baseball. They want to see us talk about wrestling. Let's try and bring them back, John. Let's try to bring the people back.
We talked about a little bit of SmackDown. You said you want to talk about the main event of SmackDown, right?
The rap, brother. Punk did a rap. Said some funny things to John Cena.
He
But-
did.
I mean, he had a few good lines. The delivery was a little shaky. I feel like
he was shaky.
he seemed shaky because Cena did a pipe bomb style promo last week on Punk, so now Punk this week does the Thugonomics rap thing. And, I wish he would have just done a regular CM Punk promo instead of this gimmicky nonsense. He had a few little zingers, but they seem kind of cheap. I feel like Cena did better last week.
From what
Punk
I
is
saw,
not
I
a
only
good
saw the
rapper.
highlights.
Like, the delivery on the rap, and some of them didn't even rhyme. It was just weird. It was awkward.
No, you're right. Some of it didn't rhyme, and I think a big part that hurt as well, because it's in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if everyone understood what was being said. I think they just react afterwards because he talked and he said something. But I feel like some things were just under the radar for some people, so I think that may have hurt a bit too. So you didn't get the reactions that you were maybe hoping you'd get. So yeah, it didn't feel like. The idea is great in theory. Execution-wise, didn't quite hit the mark.
Mm-mm. He said, well, Batista's a better actor than you. WWE rehired your ex, and I'd retire too if they did that to me. And
See what I sent you about that?
yes. Somebody
Wow.
posted Daphne stopped getting booked from Ring of Honor after CM Punk and her broke up, and people blamed Punk.
There's a lot of CM Punk bashing right now going on. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's warranted.
Well, I mean, money. That's what's going to happen when you take in a lot of money. People are not going to be too happy about that.
He's exposing his true self. It was never about uplifting the business. It was never about, being the voice of the voiceless. It was always about what's in it for Punk. Punk first. Give money to Punk. Give the spot to Punk. Let Punk main event WrestleMania. Let Punk be on the collector cups. Let Punk sell ice cream bars. Let Punk do all this stuff. It was all about Punk. It's exactly what Triple H said to him right after he did the pipe bomb. You say you want to do it for the business, but you're just in it for the big contract, and you got that, so congratulations.
It is what's pretty much happened.
Yes.
However, though, like if anybody was in that situation, it's hard to be oh no, I don't want a couple of million for a match. No thanks. I can understand why he would do it. Millions.
Sure, it's hard to turn down millions of dollars. However, he claims to be this principled guy Like Cena said, your tweets are great, but your actions, there's nothing behind it. And I mean, look at what he did today. He apologized to a fan because the fan was telling him to apologize for the blood money tweet that he wrote to The Miz a few years ago when he was in AEW. And Punk's like, well, I apologize to Miz and I apologize to you. It was never about Saudi Arabia. I love you guys. Now they're cool. So does CM Punk now believe that the Saudi government didn't murder a journalist in Turkey? Like, is that the case? Because he seemed to be, he seemed to have a problem with it a few years ago, but now he seems to be fine with it. Has he been explained that they didn't do it? It was rogue agents. They had nothing. It wasn't us. I mean, is that how Punk feels now? I don't know. I'm just checking in because he seemed to have principles at a certain point, and the money led to this. He's there working Cena tomorrow afternoon. So a lot of the things that he claimed to stand for and a lot of the reasons why wrestling fans believed in him seem to have been all lies. Or at least things that he would fold on for money. So, great. Now we know who he is. He's been fully exposed at this point. And, he's kind of a joke. But why should we be surprised? I mean, look at him. He's a pro wrestler. He's a carny grifter. Always has been, always will be. That's who Phil Brooks is. He doesn't really stand for anything. That's a gimmick, brother. That's kayfabe. He's as carny as it gets. And he's exposing that every day.
You saw what he said at the kickoff, too, by the way, right? That he's allowed to change his opinion and that he's allowed to change the way he looks at things. Like, you saw what he said about that?
Sure.
So that's kind of the way. And remember he did that promo, the first promo he did, saying that he's not in it to make friends. He's in it for the money. So we actually shouldn't be surprised by this. It was money first. It wasn't about being the voice of the voiceless. It was about, I want to make money and my legacy and all that. And that's what he's pretty much done. And I know a lot of people are like sending in receipts. He said this. He said he wouldn't do this. Now he's doing this. I mean, yeah, sure, he's a hypocrite, but he's a rich hypocrite now. And I think that's what his goal was. It wasn't about, standing up to the authority or anything. Like, it was just make as much money as he possibly can. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. He is believing the Saudi propaganda that has been pumping over the past several years and seems to have influenced a lot in sports and entertainment. They have done very well with this Riyadh season campaign. It's worked. Fooled old Phil Brooks.
I think the one thing that hurts the most is that I felt like when they first did this, I thought we were getting progressive with Saudi Arabia, actually, where you saw like women were actually wrestling. You're seeing more than just one women's match. And they kept saying that in Saudi Arabia it was getting better. And then another journalist gets murdered. So I feel like he took one step forward and then two steps back. And it's sad. It's sad where I wanted to believe that it was getting better, but it's sadly some things don't change. Sadly,
Yup. But the propaganda works, man. If you push enough propaganda out there and you pay for enough Americans to come and put on a show and make it look like your place is all good, people will believe it. And you'll be able to do whatever you want because the money talks.
I mean,
talks.
besides
These people that claim to have principles, whatever, they're getting a fistful of Saudi dollars and they're like, oh, I'll go along with whatever.
I can understand you're making millions and like that's very hard to say no to, but it's when like they're justified killing people because you can't speak out against the government. I get people will say like, oh, it's BS that you would not take the money, but like something like that, I got to say no to that. And
yeah.
like, again, people say no way because that's millions. You're gonna say no because of that. I'm like, there are lines, and when you have justified killing for that, that's a line that you can't cross. To me, anyways.
Yeah, well, they're all there.
Yeah, a lot of them are actually because they did SmackDown and they're doing Night of Champions, right? So
Yeah.
they brought a lot of the roster.
Yeah, they're all there. They did SmackDown there today. They're doing Night of Champions there tomorrow. There was talk earlier this week that they wouldn't even be there because of everything going on in Iran and all the war stuff and whatever. There was, airspace over Qatar that they couldn't fly, and there was, questions on whether or not they would even hold the show this week. But
because
there they are.
Some people left early, right? Like the production team left early, and they were stranded there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to wait for the ceasefire in order for more people to come over. A bit of a mess.
Yep.
Dangerous.
Yeah. So it's not only going into Saudi Arabia with all their laws and how that country operates, but it's also, a dangerous part of the world to be in with airspace under lockdown and stuff like that. So it's, it's interesting, but they're following the money. They're just following the money.
And heaven forbid, you say anything bad against them. I don't know, you saw some of the fans there, like, I sent you the sign that they had, like, bashing, like, the fact that people are bashing them. Like, they had that huge sign in the front row about that. Like,
what did it say?
People say there's something about, like, all the haters that think that it's terrible, but we sell out here. Like, don't come. Haters say don't come, but we sold out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's still going on. Like, I feel like it's only a matter of time until one of these trips something goes wrong. Like, you take that money, and it's like at a certain point, it's like you're in a casino, man. You gotta get out at a certain point because it's gonna turn on you. You can't take that money forever because at a certain point they're gonna go, oh, by the way, this is happening now, or something unforeseen happens. It's just, I don't trust it.
Well, didn't they sign like a 10-year contract or something? So isn't like next year like the last year?
Maybe, but I mean they'll extend.
Well, if they're making 50 million like a show, like
yeah,
they're probably going to extend.
Okay, so they're doing this show. Punk did this rap promo. It kind of fell flat, unfortunately. He will wrestle John Cena for the WWE Championship tomorrow. It should be the main event, right?
Oh, yeah. It's easily, like, when they came out, like, you could tell it was, like, a big kind of thing just for them having that interaction. So it's easily the main event. Like, I know Cody and Randy, that's a big thing. And that could probably be either the start or middle of the show, but I think easily Cena Punk main events.
I agree. And I think Cena cheats to win and beats CM Punk.
I'm expecting a lot of shenanigans. I could see a Seth Franklin Rollins interference to make sure Punk does a win or something like that. It looks like, oh, he's going to cash in, but no, actually he screws over Punk. I can see something like that go down.
Yeah. Is there any chance Matt Cardona or Nick Nemeth help Cena win?
You think they made the trip? I don't think they made the trip.
I don't think so. It'd be funny, though.
I was surprised that we saw Charlotte and Alexa just, backstage, just talking, whatever. I don't think they actually wrestled, but, they're just there, so we'll have them in a segment. I was surprised we got that.
Yeah. Were they there or were they somewhere else? Was that last week?
Well, the way Charlotte was dressed,
yeah,
like she was fully, like I think
covered
so.
up. Yeah. That's another
If you
thing.
got paid just for that, that's a pretty good payday just for that.
I will stop questioning WWE going to Saudi Arabia when the women are allowed to dress the same way over there as they are everywhere else WWE does shows in the entire world.
I see you weren't a fan of Tiffany's PJs, I guess.
I thought she looked good.
Okay.
But, like, come on. What are we doing here?
Well, Nia, wore exactly what she wore anyways, so it wasn't really that big of a difference for her.
My God, I saw a picture of Rhea Ripley in her outfit, her wrestling gear or whatever.
For tomorrow?
I don't know if it was for tomorrow. I don't know what it was. It looked like wrestling gear, but it was so tight. It looked like she was wearing nothing underneath. And it was very tight. And I was like, is this allowed? Because you could see everything that was going on with Rhea Ripley in a variety of ways in this outfit. And I was like, my God, she's testing the boundaries here. I wonder what she'll wear in the ring, but I saw like a picture of her in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was for a kickoff show or something.
Yeah, she probably did the countdown or whatever, more than likely. I could see that. Like, a lot of people did appearances and all that, but didn't actually show up on the show. Because it was SmackDown. I mean, you don't need to have all the Raw people show up on that show just because they happen to be there. And for the most part, if you're going to bring a bunch of talent that aren't going to be working Saturday, use them Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, what's Rhea Ripley? Oh, is she wrestling? Does she have a match?
She's in the street fight. She got a street fight tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Well, I think maybe the Liv Morgan thing may have changed the booking a little bit, but her and Raquel, that's a street fight tomorrow.
Yeah, that's weird.
What's more weird is that Io Sky hasn't defended the title since WrestleMania. That's more weird.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's very tight.
It's tight, but I think it's fine. It's not. It definitely. I thought it could have been worse, to be honest. It's not a see-through.
I don't know. I saw a video of her walking around, and I was like, "My God!" Like everything's. Anyways, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, what are the rules in Saudi Arabia? You have to be covered up, but like, as long as you can't see skin, if you can see things moving around underneath, it's all good. If you could see like, the outline of gimmicks, that's all good. I don't know what the rules are.
Well, Kanye's wife or his ex-wife, wasn't she like double covered or something like that?
I mean,
like,
yeah, you'd have to be, I guess.
So I think it depends too, because like she's a celebrity, right? Or in their case, they say celebrity. So that might be a little bit different. A lot of things can be like relaxed because of that. Like, don't they have their own like area where they can actually like take photos of each other and like they don't have to worry. They don't have to have an escort with them all the time because if they're in that special area, they're okay.
I don't know.
I noticed Scarlett was out and about with the people, but because Karen was with her, it was okay.
Oh, you're saying like women aren't allowed to? No, but they're allowed to walk around by themselves, I think, now.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Something.
I was looking that up. Women now in Saudi Arabia, very recently, were legally allowed to leave the house by themselves, but like it's still kind of frowned upon culturally. You can't leave the house without a man accompanying you. They kind of don't like it if you do it. But legally, I think they made it okay to do, technically. Maybe for the tourists, you know? Because it's kind of nuts. But that was a recent, recent law in Saudi Arabia. Feels like they're a little bit behind on a lot of stuff.
Again, I was hoping they were making steps forward. They are, but also not. So that's the problem, sadly. But again, that's their issue. I won't be going to Saudi Arabia. I suggest you don't go to Saudi Arabia, to be honest.
Yeah. I've said enough things about Saudi Arabia. I've taken some heat online. They don't like me. I have no plans to go to Saudi Arabia. I really don't see a reason why. I'm not a big traveler. They don't have Major League Baseball over there. What am I going there for?
Not yet. They got soccer, right? So
yeah, it's
maybe
not worth traveling for. You got to pay me to go to soccer.
Next year, right?
I'm not going to soccer. I don't really like soccer. A little too European for my liking.
I wouldn't mind seeing one Canada game. Maybe. Wait and see.
Ridiculous. Okay, can we preview this thing, John? Let's do this here. What are we doing? Cena will beat Punk, right?
I mean, I think it's a lot of these matches, like, it feels very predictable. I don't know how you feel about it. There's 6 matches tomorrow. I feel every match, it's like, I'd be very surprised if it goes the other way. Yeah, I have Cena. I feel like he's like the biggest lock of the night.
Yeah, I don't see him losing to Punk here.
Like, there's just no way. Like, I would love a title change. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. No. Maybe it's SummerSlam. I think Cody, Cena,
Right.
SummerSlam is the way to go. But
100%.
yeah. Okay. I hope it's good, but I mean, Cena's so beat down. I can't imagine it being very good.
Punk mentioned that he's kind of in slow-mo now. And if you watch his matches, yeah, very much so. And again, like, his bumping is really, like, at its all-time worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was slowing down the last couple of years, but now it's like, it's disgraceful to see him now in that ring. It's really bad. Like, is he afraid to get hurt?
No,
Like,
I think
really
he
feels
just
like...
can't do it.
Okay, well, there's that too. It's just, people are like, oh, they keep saying too, it's like, we only got like 6 months or less than 6 months left. Please let it be less. I want this over as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the reason why he's retiring. Because he knows. He knows. It hurts.
This might be one of the worst retirement tours ever, to be honest. This is not a great way to end your career, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of stumbling on the way out, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's almost done, John. Are we down to less than 20 dates at this point? Got to be close.
I hope. I pray. Less than 20 matches, at least, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have some weird matches on this one, like Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross and Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. But let's get to the more important match, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. The winner becomes king of the ring and gets a world title shot at SummerSlam. I'm fully expecting for Cody to win. He beat Jey Uso in the semifinals on Raw this week. And I think he will beat Randy. I think the match will be, you know, decent. We've been working towards a Cody-Randy match for a while now. This is a big deal. Randy going to go to the King of the Ring finals 2 years in a row and lose. Lost to Gunther last year. I believe he will lose again to Cody this year. I don't want to see Randy Cena again. They did the last time ever in St. Louis. It's done. We're good. Move on. Cody, Cena have been circling each other for so long now, since WrestleMania. You got to do it again. A WrestleMania rematch at SummerSlam is always a great thing to do. It's the match. It has to happen. Cody wins King of the Ring tomorrow afternoon.
I didn't particularly enjoy Raw this week, but the one part I did enjoy was Cody versus Jey Uso. I thought that was a very good match. To me, it proved that Cody is like one of the top guys, if not the top guy in WWE, because Jey Uso doesn't always have a very good match, but Cody brought out a very good match in Jey Uso. And to me, Cody and John Cena, that needs to be the main event of SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
I like Randy, but Cody needs to be in that spot. We need to move on from this. Cody's the guy to do it. Let's do it. I mean, I think it should be a very good match. I see Cody winning.
I think my only question is, does Cody win at SummerSlam?
I hope so. But yeah, I see where your point is with that too. And you have to worry about Seth with the cash at SummerSlam. As long as Cena loses, I'm actually going to be happy.
I don't think Seth is cashing in on Cena or Cody.
Really?
I think Seth might cash in on Goldberg.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, Gunther's got that match with Goldberg at Saturday night's main event.
Uh-huh.
It's Goldberg's last match ever. I could see
Maybe.
him winning. And then Seth coming, cashing in, ruining his night, taking the belt, giving us a shocking moment at Saturday night's main event. Double title change.
It's not bad, to be honest, but I don't know. I see Gunther actually beating Goldberg, actually. Like, Goldberg actually down for the 1, 2, 3 on that one. Wait and see.
I feel like they're going to give us the big pop for Goldberg's last match in Atlanta. And I also think Seth needs to find his way with the world title. Like, they need to get that belt on him. Like, it's cool with Gunther, but it's kind of like, why is this happening again? Who is Gunther going to face after this? Jey Uso? Like, where does he go? Maybe a little Punk thing, I guess, but I feel like Raw needs Seth as the world champion. He's got this whole group. There's talk of adding members. He's the top act on Raw, but he doesn't have the belt. He's got Heyman. He needs a belt. I feel like they have to get that world title on Seth. He's a top guy on Raw. They need to give him the championship. That's the belt he should go after. He's on Raw. He should get the Raw belt, the world title. He was the first champion. Get it back. They had this whole plan of taking the title off Jey Uso to put it on Gunther because they really wanted to do Gunther and Goldberg for the world title at Saturday night's main event. Why? I think there's a bigger plan that involves Seth Rollins. I think there should be, honestly, because like Gunther as champion right now, I don't think has a lot of legs for a run. And I think Seth as champion is what Raw and his group and the whole thing needs. Because right now, Seth's group is kind of on the same level as the Judgment Day, and it's two big heel groups on Raw, and Seth's group needs to be more elevated than that. Now, they are to a certain extent, but with the world title, it would be clear. Like, this is the top thing on Raw. Because right now, it's ambiguous, and, you know, this has been building since Mania. It's got to hit like a peak here. They've got to be climbing to something. He's got the money in the bank. He should become world champion and run Monday Night Raw.
I feel you on that. I just think they'll probably do Gunther Jey Uso at SummerSlam, and that's when Seth would do the cash-in. But maybe they do a Goldberg too. It's possible.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
I think Seth Jey Uso is a bigger match.
Yeah, I mean, all that can still happen.
It's fresh. And if you do Gunther Jey Uso at SummerSlam, John, we're just doing WrestleMania again.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Both title matches exactly the same?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either because, Triple H is the head of creative. But it's lame. I think even they might go, I don't know, man. Let's do Seth. I think Seth getting the belt on Goldberg would be super funny. I would like to see that. We'll see. We'll see what they do. But I think Seth gets the championship before SummerSlam. Hopefully. I don't see him cashing in, doing anything with this Cena match. Maybe a tease to confuse Punk and cost him the match, But I don't think he actually cashes in or anything. Cena walks out champion. Seth may interfere, distract Punk, tease a cash in. Punk turns around, attitude adjustment, 1, 2, 3. I could see that. Bronson Reed distracting the ref. Cena kicks Punk in the balls, attitude adjustment. Things could happen in that respect.
Well, it's what we almost had a cash in tonight, right? Or today.
Yeah, Naomi kind of tried to cash in on Tiffany while Tiffany and Nia Jax were having their last woman standing match that Tiffany won. Still champion. But Naomi got kind of attacked and stopped. Tiffany stopped her. No cash.
Well, that was great because Tiffany is who did the cash in the last time. So she actually has the experience and used it to her advantage, the briefcase, to not only stop Naomi, but to also beat Nia as well. I thought that was actually really well done.
Yeah. I like Naomi. I like proceeding with caution. I think she'll win the belt at some point. Asuka and Jade Cargill. Winner gets a champion at SummerSlam. I guess if Jade wins, she'd face Tiffany. If Asuka wins, she'd face
Io Sky.
Io Sky. Whoa.
And they said on Raw, like Asuka told Io, there's no more damage control. Officially done.
I think Jade's going to win, though. I think Jade Tiffany is the match for SummerSlam.
I was trying to throw you off, but I figured it wasn't going to work. Yeah, Jade's going to win. Like, there's so much right on Jade. It has to be Jade. And I know the fans are going to be very upset because the fans do not like Jade in Saudi Arabia, but she's going to win.
Like, I think Seth cashes in before SummerSlam because I think at SummerSlam, Naomi might cash in on Jade. Bring it all full circle.
Well, I could also see Naomi cash it in. Naomi could cash in before on Tiffany, so that way we get Naomi and Jade at SummerSlam. That could happen as well, I think.
Yeah. All right, so we're both on the Jade Cargill train, obviously. Going up against Asuka.
I question the match, though. Oof. This might be rough to watch.
Yeah. I don't know how this is going to go.
Let's remember, like, Charlotte was out for like a year, right? After wrestling Asuka, so even if you're good, it can be rough.
This could turn into a real fight.
It might go off the rails. I could definitely see it go off the rails.
Yeah.
So it's fun for that. I mean, Saudi Arabia, anything can happen, right? We've seen it before.
All right, well, we're on the same page for everything. We got Cody winning King of the Ring, Jade winning Queen of the Ring, Cena retaining the title. How about Jacob Fatu defending the U.S. title against Solo Sikoa? This has been a long time coming. Jacob and Solo finally broken up officially, and now Jacob defending the U.S. title against Solo. And I've heard that there are rumors that Hikuleo is in Saudi Arabia. And Hikuleo, the brother of Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, big dude, like 6'11", super tall, giant of a man, related to Solo, in a way. And I think he might be backup for Solo to help him beat Jacob Fatu. And we saw a little bit Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso kind of aligning, but also backstage going like, well, I'm not here to help you. I was just there because I don't like Solo. And like they didn't really seem to want to be on the same page. So I think, Jacob Fatu gets taken out with the numbers game and loses the belt, and Jimmy doesn't go help him because they're not quite together, and then maybe eventually Jacob and Jimmy kind of stay together and go up against Solo and his goons. So I could see Solo winning the U.S. title. We've got no title changes, only 2 title matches, but I feel like we might see a title change here. New U.S. champion. We had a new women's U.S. champion tonight on SmackDown. New men's U.S. champion tomorrow at Night of Champions. I think yes. I'm going with yes.
Well, thankfully, we have one that's going to be different.
There we go.
We were going to be all the way same, but yeah, I'm going with Jacob. I like your idea, but I think it's too soon. I could see Solo winning the title, but not quite yet. Eventually, I think that, and I don't think it ends here, obviously. So, but I think Jacob gets through this one at least.
All right. Well, good. I like that we differ. I see Angelo Contagonis agreeing with you. Says Jacob Fatu will retain. Shout out Angelo and Jason in the chat. I see you guys, members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you, guys. Jason not happy with Saudi Arabia? Few are. Okay, how about these weird matches on the card? Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
I mean, this got added because Karrion was laughing at Sami for not winning, and then Sami slapped him and then challenged him to a match. This is just to get Sami on the card because you talked about it, how he should have been on the card. He's going to get a great reaction. He'll get a great reaction for this. I could see this being easily the opening match. This just get the fans happy. Sami's winning this one. I know a lot of people are big on this is Karrion Kross's time. It's his time in the sense that he's going to get television time or on the PLE time.
Yeah.
But that's it. He's not winning the match.
Sami's gets winning. To have a match on the PLE where normally if he has matches, they're on main event.
Exactly.
So that's the win for him. Sami wins for sure. If Sami loses, it's what the hell? What are you doing? Be nuts. Rhea Ripley against Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. This seems like something that could be on Raw, but it's on this show. I've got Mommy for the win because, come on. Unless Roxanne helps and maybe not? Is that possible?
The thing is, I think they booked this because Rhea hasn't really won a lot of matches lately when you think about it. Didn't lose, but didn't win at WrestleMania. Same thing with Money in the Bank. I think this is just to give her something because, she's supposed to be the top star on Raw, female-wise.
Yeah.
She doesn't really win, so I think this is just to give her something.
Yeah. I agree. I've got Rhea winning. It'd be weird if Raquel won, unless it was mad interference. It's possible, but I've got Rhea winning. Okay, so that is Night of Champions going down tomorrow afternoon. Sorry. Rare exception, we're not going to be on tomorrow after Night of Champions because I'm going on vacation. So I'm taking a little break. No watch along tomorrow for the UFC. No Night of Champions post show. But Johnny and I will be back next Friday night. So not a long vacation, but I'm taking the weekend and several days off. So taking a little break on a Saturday. All right.
Enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you. I'm going to see Nas tomorrow.
Well, it's raining right now, or it was raining before. Hopefully it's not raining tomorrow.
It's indoors.
Well, that's good. That's even better.
It's at Place des Arts. Fancy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's not too far from you. That's good too.
Yeah, it'll be good. AEW stuff? Anything going on in that company that's worth mentioning? They beat up Hangman on Dynamite. Sasha Banks beat up Tony Storm. Kota Ibushi showed up. That was cool.
I enjoyed it up until I thought the 4-way men's was great. And then when we got to the 4-way women's, I'm like, okay, this is too much. But up to that point, so the first hour and a little bit, I thought Dynamite was very good. And then she's like, okay, this is too much now. The 4-way women's was, I get it, but it felt like it was too much. And the main event, like, I know you like Hangman, but him against Mordos, like, it's not a main event. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mordos has been in the Dynamite main event 2 weeks in a row. I feel like ever since it was revealed on Instagram that he may be dating Mercedes Moné, he's been steadily in the main event of Dynamite, and people are noticing.
You say maybe. I think it's confirmed, actually. Like,
Yeah, I mean, whatever. What the hell? You date Sasha Banks and you're in the main event all of a sudden? Why is he wrestling Hangman in the main event? Hangman is the number one contender for the world title. Beast Mortos never wins any matches ever. Why?
Well, I get it. You want to showcase your guy going for the championship. Makes sense. But again, like you say, Mordos doesn't win matches, so it needs to be someone like a little bit higher up in terms of like give him a really good match. And like that felt like it should have been the opening match, not the main event of the show. Like you saw the show started, if I'm not mistaken, it was a tag match, right?
Osprey and Swerve against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. It's like, who's going to win this, I wonder? That match was too long for what it was.
It was a little too long, but at least it was opening. So it's like, well, I get it. You know, we know who's going to win. At least, like, you want to highlight the guys. That's because it's opening. It's fine. And we had like a little bit of a story afterwards, too, with the Bucks. And Swerve got suspended. So, like, I get that. But, like,
and they kind of set up a tag match for All In, right? Swerve and Osprey versus the Bucks.
For, like, the EVP power, apparently.
Yeah. Like, do Osprey and Swerve get to be EVPs if they win the match?
That's what I thought was
I thought the Young Bucks just don't get to be anymore.
It's a weird stipulation that, like, our power's in the line, but then that's it. It's just gone. That's it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Good match, though, but weird stipulation.
Mm-hmm. It is a cool match. I like it. The Osprey Swerve tag team is interesting. I don't know how long it lasts, but them against the Young Bucks is kind of fun.
It should have been the other way around. Osprey should have beat Hangman, and we should have Hangman and Swerve as a team against the Bucks at All In. It should have been like that, but that's how I think it should have went down.
I prefer Hangman winning the championship to anybody.
You know, like I think it hurts Wrestling Mortos, like the way it all went down. Like, I'm not feeling it now with Hangman. Like, I know you're feeling it, but after that main event, I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, well, that's the Beast Mortos' fault. That's the booking. It's on Hangman. Kota Ibushi wrestled Trent Beretta out of nowhere. There's Ibushi. Kenny's got a big match with Okada, and there's Ibushi showing up. He hadn't wrestled a match since February. All of a sudden, he's here. It's weird. Like, not even in AEW. Like, he hasn't been in AEW in I don't know how long, but just wrestling. He wrestled like a tag in February, and he hasn't wrestled since. I don't know what's going on with him. He seemed, all right in the match with Trent, and he's going to wrestle Okada next week on Dynamite. The 300th episode of Dynamite.
Well, and you've probably seen them wrestle each other, right? They were hyping that they've had this long rivalry.
Yeah.
I've never seen them wrestle each other, but apparently it's there, so.
Mm-hmm. They've had very good matches against each other. I think my favorite Ibushi matches in New Japan were against Naito more than Okada, but still. It's a cool rivalry, and it's a cool match to just give away on free TV next week on Dynamite. Like, that's pretty sweet for just an average Wednesday night.
I think it's important because it was good for the story that Kenny doesn't have any friends, but he has still one friend and will fight Okada next week. So it's good for that story, I think. And I think you kind of need a little something in between before you get to that big match, I think, at All In.
All In, they're talking about this casino gauntlet match. We had qualifiers. A men's casino gauntlet, a women's casino gauntlet. The winner gets an AEW World Title match. MJF is in a qualifier on Dynamite. I don't know who he's wrestling, but I assume he'll win the qualifier and then be in the casino gauntlet match and then possibly win. Seems like a thing he would win.
Well, this week we had the number one spot on the line, right? Because for the Casino Gauntlet, the way it works, like it's like 1 then 2, but the match can end at any time.
Yeah, so you want to
getting the
be in
1 or 2
early.
spot. Yeah. Well, that's it. Because you don't know who could be in it.
Yeah.
Like MJF is in that second qualifier, but maybe he doesn't actually enter the match if he doesn't win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mark Briscoe is the number one man in the gauntlet. I think MJF might be number 2. Because they
He's
have a little
wrestling
thing
next week.
going. They did a promo.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you thought about that promo. That was kind of risque, that promo a little bit, but
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I think MJF like let Mark do that. Like he wanted to give Mark something, so that's why that happened. I think.
You talking about the kosher pickle comment?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something off about it, right?
But the thing is, like, I think MJF was okay with it because MJF was really playing it up like it's a big deal. So, I think if he's okay with it, then there's not really a big problem with it.
Mark Briscoe is supposed to be the babyface, though.
Well, it got chanted like the fans were behind.
Yeah,
it,
I know.
So, like,
yeah, I know. I don't know. Just make a comment about a food and in genitals about another religion or race and see how that goes.
Yeah, maybe it's a toughy one. It's a tough one.
I mean, come on, man.
That.
I mean, replace kosher pickle and MJF with some other guy and some other food that's associated with their culture and see how that's received. See if that's a thing that a babyface says and then gets chanted in an arena. Like, I didn't like it. And the more I think about it, the more I go, wait a second here. Is this okay because he's Jewish? But if it was somebody else, it wouldn't be okay. I mean, it might be for some people. I mean, I don't know. If it was an Italian guy, it might be all right. It might get a pass. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You and AJ in the past.
Me and AJ, we make jokes because we love each other and it's funny. And we're playing around. But it's just like when it comes from Mark Briscoe with that accent and the toothless thing and the fans chanting and MJF is the heel, I go, well, I was a little uncomfortable with it. I'm not saying like, yo, it's horrible and they should, but I was just like, is this okay? Because it was on the edge of like, yeah, I definitely have some friends who would not be okay with that. They would go, ooh, what the hell is this? This is a problem, I know some people that would definitely think it was a problem. I'm a little bit more kind of, it's hard to offend me, right? I'm a little bit like,
right.
Whatever, it's whatever, it is what it is, it's wrestling, it's just a promo. But, people say things about MJF specifically. CM Punk, when MJF was wearing the suit there, and he's like, oh, you look like you're wearing Larry David's pajamas. I go, what do you mean by that exactly, Punk? It was just a weird comment, and then this one here with the kosher pickle, I go, did we have to do that? Did we have to go there? I didn't love it, and it just makes me like Mark Briscoe less. Like it made me like CM Punk less. Because it makes me wonder about what they really think, how they really act, and who they really are. And Punk, honestly, given certain, whatever.
I think it's two different things, though. I feel like Punk was going to say what Punk wants to say, right? With
yeah,
Briscoe,
but it was
I think he
not great.
Fed the line.
The Mark Briscoe thing, maybe he was given by MJF. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever, but, like, you noticed.
Oh, I noticed. I mean, the main thing I noticed was the crowd. I was like, wow, I can't believe how over that got. That's very surprising. But you could also credit that to MJF, like how hated he is and how much people want to get back on him.
just an arena full of people yelling at a Jewish man, kosher pickle, just chanting kosher pickle at a Jewish man in the ring. Felt a little off.
But loud too. Like I was very like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Like they push the envelope sometimes, and maybe they go too far, I would say. And it's funny, we're not even
Mr.
talking about Tony Storm, because I feel with Tony Storm they're actually pushing the envelope a lot more.
Yeah,
Heavily
but when
sexual.
they push the envelope with Tony Storm, it's sexy. So that's fine.
Very.
They make
So
it sexy.
much.
There's
And-
nothing wrong with making things sexy, brother.
They love to drop the mother effing thing now too, as well in the promos.
I got no
like
problem
her
with
and
sexiness.
Mercedes.
I don't like anti-Semitism, but sexiness is fine. There's a big difference between being sexy and being an anti-Semite. You know what I mean? Big difference. I don't think Tony Storm is an anti-Semite. But she keeps it sexy.
No.
Which is good. I'm in favor of that.
I know she's bisexual, and you can kind of tell
Whoa.
in the promos now. She's
Whoa!
bisexual.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, she's admitted that though. That's like common knowledge. to
What's
be
Juice
honest.
Robinson's life like, you think? Fun?
All right, he's married, so I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah, he's married to Tony Storm. I wonder what
There
Juice is. They call him Juice for a reason, brother. He's got the juice.
Are we gonna talk about him? We're gonna talk about him and MJF's promo now. Like that was also controversial back in the day.
Oh yeah, Juice said some things too. He said some. I forget what he said. He said some. I forgot about that. Oh, he was like, was he talking about throwing money at him or something? What was he?
Right, it was about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like talking about throwing coins at him or something. It was a little, yeah, man. And like MJF is a heel and he wears his Judaism proudly. So I guess the baby faces are supposed to attack that, but like it always feels weird.
Well, the juice thing though, like MJF was the face, and he was playing off like a real life thing. Like he got bullied, right?
Yeah, and when Juice did it, it was like, oh, that was too far, man. People were upset about that. I didn't hear anybody really complain about the kosher pickle thing, other than you and me right now, I guess. Was that an issue? Did anybody else go, what the hell was that?
I'm sure some people were like, as a chant, I don't think people expected that. Besides that, I don't think there was much said about it.
I heard that and I was like,
Hold on a minute, player.
you know?
Well, I fully enjoyed MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. Again, one of the best parts, if not the best part of the show. Like, I feel like when they come on, you got to watch because it's very interesting. Like them destroying Bailey and Kevin Knight, I thought that was very well done. And then again, the promo too. I mean, yes, kind of controversial, but you're going to be watching because I definitely want to hear what they got to say.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of MJF and everything he does. I hope he wins the Casino Gauntlet. Goes on to
You
face
think so?
Hangman.
I wonder. I don't know if he's going to win that match, to be honest. I don't think he's going to get number 2 spot. I think maybe Mystico interferes or something. I think he's going to face Mystico at All In.
Yeah, he went to MLW and attacked Mystico, right? I guess AEW, you know, WWE's buying up all these indies. They bought up CMLL. They're buying this. They're buying that. AEW's running out of people to work with, so they're like, how about MLW?
I don't know if it's so much a partnership because I think MJF's had a past. I think he
Yeah.
started in MLW or something
Yeah.
like that. So I think it's just, oh, this works. You know, why not? Mystico was there and worked the angle like that. But that's it. Because they're doing that, I really feel that AEW is going that direction. And maybe MJF's going to do that. I mean, it's not saying he can't be in both matches, but I definitely think we're going that Mystico thing. So I don't know if he's going to win number 2 spot.
Mystico doesn't really do it for me. Seems like a match
I
they should
would've
have on
agreed.
Dynamite instead of at All In, their biggest show of the year.
Honestly, I would have agreed with you, but after I saw that Grand Slam Mexico, I'm like, no, I believe it. Like Mystico to me, after that, just the entrance alone, he's a megastar. That was amazing. It was one of the greatest entrances I've ever seen.
And the match, the show is in Texas too, right? So there's going to be a lot of Mexican people there. Happy for Mystico. It's not a bad move.
I think MJF, to me, like MJF brought out the best in him too in that match. Like the way he can do it, like just being a jerk, it works so well.
I guess it's just not that exciting. Okada and Kenny Omega, that's exciting. I'm excited for that. Moxley and Hangman, I'm down for that for the world title. Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné for the world title, very interested in that. So those 3 matches definitely selling that show that will take place on July the 12th, a couple weeks away.
Well, we also have the women's. They announced that now, right? There's going to be the women's Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah, Chris Statlander got the #1 spot in that one in a 4-way this week.
So they're turning her heel now, it looks like, or potentially, because she got help, right?
Yeah.
From Marina Shafir.
Yeah, but Statlander's like gone back and forth, babyface heel so much. She's like the big show of AEW.
Yep. Well, I don't know how you look at it, but it feels like they're trying to put everyone in teams or like maybe factions some kind, because I think they're building up for women's tag team titles. That's the next new title to make, I think.
Oh.
So I think that's potentially they could go, but maybe they're not going that direction. Maybe Statlander will end up still teaming with Willow instead.
Yeah. I haven't given that much thought because I really don't care.
Okay.
I mean, Chris Statlander, whatever. The rest of that division is kind of like just existing. You got Mercedes, you got Tony, and then everybody else.
Well, I thought they really, or they're starting to. You're going to see a lot more of it too, because we're going to see another match too for the #2 spot. You're going to see a lot more, I think. Like, they're there. They're just not as active as much. But they exist. Like Thunder Rosa, she exists. She was in that match. And I think she also has a match at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view the day before All In, too.
Really? There's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view the day before All In?
Yeah, and I think she's wrestling Athena, who was also in that match as well. So, I mean, they have actually a lot of talent there. They just don't showcase a lot of them, or they hide them, actually, it looks like. Megan Bain, like, she'll probably be involved in that gauntlet, I imagine. She's probably a top favorite, I think, to win that gauntlet.
They have a hard time making any of them interesting. Nobody's over.
Well, they put so much on Mercedes and Tony, right? Which, I get it. They made the two top champions, right? And they're going to face each other. So pretty much everyone else had to get pushed to the wayside. And what they're doing in the meantime is make tag teams, right? That's what they seem to be doing with the women's division.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what's going on in AEW, Johnny. We'll preview their show as they get closer to the All In.
I don't know about you, by the way. Like, because I saw Collision. I think they're going in the direction we're going to get Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher, I think, for the TNT Championship at All In. Because Kyle Fletcher main evented Collision against Kyle O'Reilly. And you can imagine the chance in that match.
Kyle?
Oh, let's go Kyle. Kyle sucks.
Yeah.
That was one of them. Kyle forever.
Yeah.
Was another one. So, yeah.
I couldn't care less about anything Adam Cole's doing. He's a TNT title, and I didn't even know it. Like, he was a TNT champion. We talked about it last week. I was like, who's a TNT champion? And we couldn't figure it out. And it was like, oh, it's Adam Cole.
You saw it, though, on the pay-per-view. I was like, how you guys forgot about it? I don't even
I mentally check out every time he comes on the screen.
I get it. I understand. Like, it's not the most exciting part of the show, especially when you watch, like, 10 other matches. And that just happened to happen. Like,
he's like the least exciting part of every show he's on.
Well, and he's mainly on Collision now, too. So if you're not watching Collision, you're not knowing what's going on with Adam Cole.
I feel like Adam Cole is and has been the most overrated guy in pro wrestling. Like, the NXT run turned me off NXT. Everything he's done in AEW, except for teaming with MJF, and that wasn't really him. That was MJF. Like, everything he's done has just been not interesting for me. I know some people like him, and I don't really get that. But, like, in my view, he's, like, the most overrated guy in the business. Because he's always pushed as, like, a top single star, and I don't see it at all.
Well, I thought you were kind of high on Adam Cole when he was with MJF at first.
Well, it was like a fun pairing. It was like, finally they've made Adam Cole interesting. But that's because he was doing something fun with MJF, who's great. Who's made Shelton Benjamin interesting.
It didn't end so well. And what they're doing right now, it's not the greatest in the world. But I still think he's a very good wrestler. One of the best entrances in wrestling. And that's a big thing, by the way, entrances in wrestling. It's huge. But I still think he's a good hand in the ring.
You think he's a good wrestler?
No, I think he's a good wrestler.
It's just so unconvincing. Nice? Like, it's everything he does is so weak.
It would be nice if he was a little bit more in shape. I don't disagree with you on that one. I feel Kyle Fletcher should run right through him, but we'll see.
Well, that's it. Like, he goes up against these guys and he wrestles them like they're the same size.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
Like, there's a lack of logic in his work. Like, Rey Mysterio is smaller than everybody, and he wrestled like he was smaller than everybody, but he found different ways to use his advantages. Adam Cole just works like he's the same size as the other guy, and he's not, and they react to his strikes like they're devastating, and you go, well, this is all fake. I don't like it.
It's been like that since NXT. I won't disagree with you.
Yeah.
There's some bigger guys in NXT.
Yeah.
But despite that, I still think he's a decent hand. Good hand, actually.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be a good match for him and Fletcher. But I hope Fletcher wins, to be honest.
I guess Christian and Nick Wayne might get a tag title shot, too.
Well, everyone's in the mix, right? Like, Collision, like, they want a tag match. Like, Christian, Nick Wayne want a match, and their interaction with MVP. And they're like, oh, don't mess with the Hurt Syndicate. And they're like, well, we could. Like, you're just a criminal and you suck. So that was interesting. But also, FTR's around. And they want tag title shots. So right now, they said on Dynamite, it's the Hurt Syndicate against Jet Speed, right? Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. I don't know about you. I'm not excited by that whatsoever. No offense to Knight and Bailey, but that's not a big-time match. If they made that a four corners, though, and they added Christian, Nick Wayne, and FTR, I think that'd be all right.
Well, we will see as the weeks progress here, as they put this all-in card together. I want to give a shout-out to Lior, Angelo, Jason, Angelo Contagonis, Lior, Jason Pete, Patrick Deneau, all supporters of the Ringside Report Network. I see you guys in the chat. Members over at membership.ringsidereport.net and join.ringsidereport.net. Lior exciting about the Canadians getting Noah Dobson. This is a big deal, John?
Well, this is the guy we traded the number one draft picks. Like
this happened today?
Yes, it happened today. Like I said, I didn't have to watch the draft because Montreal traded their draft picks for this guy.
Oh, I thought they did
it's a big deal.
Like a while ago.
Well, there have been talks about it, but it was officially made today. So it's a big deal. And, it's a star defenseman that they kind of need. Defense was kind of lacking for them. So it's huge. And we'll see what happens because, it's great to get a star player, potentially, but how it works with the team, you got to wait and see what happens. But it's looking promising to see what happens next season. It's good to see that the management is looking to improve the team. Like, they're happy they made the playoffs. Now let's do better. I like when that happens.
I'm so unaware of hockey. Is this guy a big star? Like a big name? I've never heard this name in my life.
He's made Team Canada. So, I wouldn't say he's the great. He's not like Wayne Gretzky in terms of name, but he's up there. In terms of a top Canadian star. He's not going to be the top guy in the Montreal Canadiens, but he's definitely in the mix. And it's a position that Montreal needed to fill because they were lacking right defensemen. and some right defenseman who could score. So he fills a hole that they needed.
I'll tell you, you could run a trivia thing, and it would be really funny asking me, like, who is a hockey player? You know, like, I don't know. I don't think I could name 3 players in the NHL right now.
And it's funny because you did a show with a hockey player at one point. A Montreal Canadian player, too.
I did?
You remember you did one with Chris, remember?
Chris.
Knuckles.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Chris
I
Nyland.
literally have no idea. Who? Fred never played in the NHL. Who's Chris?
Chris Nyland.
Oh, yeah,
His show.
yeah. I would do his show, yeah.
Yeah, he's in his
Sure.
show.
Yeah. He played hockey, right? For sure.
Yes, he played with the Canadians. Yes.
Nice.
There you go.
I thought he played for Boston. He sounded like he was from Boston.
He did. I think he did both, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Well, yeah, he was a nice guy. I liked him.
There you go.
I didn't think of him as a hockey player. I thought of him as a nice man who was on the radio. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know,
Because I don't watch,
different
like, I never
lifestyle.
saw him play hockey. I don't know. You
I
know?
only saw the tail end, so don't worry about it. Like,
I remember I was working with PJ Stock for a long time, and I didn't know that he had played in the NHL. It was like several months in. I was like, oh, you played in the NHL? That's cool. I had no idea.
well, to be fair, I think a lot of people, like PJ wasn't exactly well known, so
Sure.
don't worry.
But it seemed to be like everybody knew but me. I was like, oh, I didn't realize he had played hockey. I thought he just really liked it.
Well,
So
it's different
yeah,
here, you know, Montreal.
yeah. But I'm like current NHL players. I don't think, like, I could name you former NHL players. You know, Mario Lemieux, Patrick Roy, and so on. Wayne Gretzky, Dominic Hasek. All right. I can name former hockey players, but current hockey, like guys that are currently in the NHL, I don't think I could name you more than maybe 2 or 3. And one of them is Sidney Crosby, who I hope is still in the NHL.
He is, yeah, he's still going.
I don't think I can name any others. Ovechkin is still in the NHL, right? We talked about him at some point. Is he
There you
still
go,
playing?
yeah.
Did he retire?
He's still playing.
Okay. Well, those guys have been playing for a long time, so I know who they are. I'm trying to
I'm
see.
sure if you
Maybe
think
there's a
about-
player on the Canadians that I could name. Like maybe there's a guy. I don't know any of them. There's a guy
named
Cole,
one already.
right? There's a guy called Cole. Cole something.
There is a guy called Cole, yeah. Cole Caulfield, yeah. That's
Cole
one.
Caulfield. There you go. I got 3. I knew they had a Cole guy. I was gonna say Garrett Cole, but I knew that was wrong. Yeah. I could name more New York Yankees than I could name NHL players. I could probably name more NXT wrestlers than NHL players, which is crazy. Because I don't know that many people in NXT these days either. But like it's
Me
tied.
neither, actually,
I'm
NXT.
really I don't know anything that happens in hockey. Very disconnected from that. But I know so when I hear they got a big player, and then I see the name Noah Dobson, I go, I have never even heard that name. No one said that name in my vicinity. But I'm happy for you, John, that you're happy, so that's good news.
You have to understand, he played in Long Island. Like, unless you're like a rabid fan or in that fan base, you probably didn't really check up on him much, or big on international hockey that he played with Team Canada. So,
Okay.
don't worry about it. Like, again, he's not like the biggest player in the world in terms of star name, but he's very talented, and a position Montreal needed to fill, and he will fill it quite well, potentially. Because again, wait and see what happens. I mean, it's great to get the star. Will the star work out? It's like Juan Soto. That worked out, but it didn't work out long term.
For the Mets?
For the Yankees, remember?
Oh, well, that was just 1 year. It worked out for 1 year.
It worked out for 1 year.
He was like
But
a
that's
rental.
it. Then yeah, I guess. Was that the idea for being a rental, or?
Well, they made an offer, but they knew that it was possible that he would not be around. I think the pivot has been really good. I mean, we could break it down, but I think the team is better without Juan Soto. You know,
Well, the Mets are definitely better with Juan Soto. Like,
yeah, probably. But I think if they had signed Soto, they don't sign Fried. And what would the pitching staff be without Max Fried right now, even with Soto in the lineup? I think if they sign Soto, they probably don't sign Fried or Bellinger or maybe Goldschmidt. Like, I don't know who they sign there. I don't think they do Soto and Fried. I think definitely not. And I'm very happy with Max Fried. Like, I think I'd rather have a solid ace who's in the running for the Cy Young than Juan Soto.
oh, that's understandable. I get that.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
good aces are hard to get.
Yeah, that's it. Just given everything, you know. And then next year, with Garrett Cole back, hopefully healthy, with Cole, Fried, and Rodon all healthy, possibly, that's a 3-man rotation that's, like, impossible to beat. So whatever happens in 2025, whatever, but, you know, Garrett Cole's out with Tommy John. If he's back next season, Cole, Rodon, and Fried is pretty nuts.
Didn't they only extend Cole one more year, though?
I think it might be a couple, but whatever. He's got another year.
Okay.
He's got 2026 for sure.
All right.
It's interesting. It's real interesting. I like the pitching. Yeah, so good for you, John. I'm glad that the Canadians did a good thing today, and you're happy. Who was a guy on the Trailer Park Boys from Nova Scotia who was in the NHL? He was like running a Ricky advertised them for a hockey camp that he wasn't actually going to be there because he said they might show up. They might show up, but they, you know.
I remember it's not the same thing, but I remember Peter Forsberg was an episode, but it's not that player.
No. Remember Ricky had kids harvesting weed in a hockey rink?
I remember that idea.
And there was
yes.
a Nate something? Nate, maybe?
Was it really?
Nathan?
Nate McKenna.
Is he from
Nathan
Nova Scotia?
McKenna? It might be him, but I'm surprised.
I thought his name was Nate.
Boys.
Nate
You'd have
who?
to look it up.
McKinnon? Yeah, he was on Trailer Park Boys.
Was it really Nathan McKenna? Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Does he still play in the NHL?
I mean, he might be when you talk about in terms of star power, he's one of the top guys now. So
Nathan McKinnon was on Trailer Park Boys season 11 with Ricky and Julian. He's from Nova Scotia. So I know him, and he's in the NHL still, you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's even
very
better
good
now. He might be one of the best players right now.
There you go. So there's another one I kind of know. Trailer Park Boys. Good Nova Scotia guy.
I'm sure if you watch the new season next year, I'm sure there might be some more players. So wait and see.
This year, all we got was Billy Bob Thornton. Oh, no, wait, that was the movie. I've seen everything in the past couple weeks. I'm a little lost.
You saw the new jail series?
Yeah.
You watched all that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was all right.
It's enjoyable until the next series, so that's good.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just Trailer Park Boys. All right, Johnny. We've done it. We've said it. We'll be back. I'll be back Thursday with some MMA talk. Thursday night, 8 p.m. for Ringside Report MMA. Johnny and I will be back next Friday for Wrestling
AJ?
Uncensored. What?
Are Fred and AJ back? Because you always get one.
I know. I seem to only get one, but I think I'm getting both next Thursday, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Or maybe I'll get neither, and we'll all be on vacation still. And then Johnny and I will be back next Friday. Who knows? Who knows? It's a mystery.
Thumbs up. Shout out for you, Wally.
Stay tuned and find out right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a good night.